What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Productions. Today, I'm being joined once again by Jake, as he gives us his deck profile that he took to Gencon. But before all that, remember, there's buttons down below. Feel free to click them. They're there for a reason. Jake, let's get into this.
I took King Cold to Gen Con, and I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing about it. So we will finish up our King Cold coverage with this profile. Play fields for cheap. Awaken, untap 2. Backside, pop a field, and get stuff, get battle power. You also get effects on your fields when they go to the drop, and draw a card every time you play a field.
And the leader's a self-awakener thing, too.
Yeah, if you play fields.
Yeah.
So if you don't have access to your fields, you can't self-awaken. This is the big field. There's a lot of text on this. Basically, this card says you can play more than one field as long as they don't have the same name. That's what that card
And it makes
does.
them cheaper.
Yep. 2 Paragus the Sacrifice. We're just going to start with battle cards. I didn't really prepare packages like I usually do. This card combos really well with Berry Blue. And these will let us modulate our fields and gain extra card advantage. If you've ever played or played against King Cold, you'll know how important this Berry Blue Frieza's Advisor can be. Basically just really solid 1-drops to help you start the game. We play 2 of these golden Friezas. Like I said, this isn't really in any order. This is the best battle card in the deck. Probably should have played 3 last weekend, but you draw so many cards that if you just need 1, you're going to see it. So, took a couple of these. These were really big in removing the Bojacks. Both the Aegis Bojack and the 8-drop. These were really good all weekend against removing those. Here's my tech, Spirit Bomb Unleashed. With this deck, you're really unison dependent, and in an environment like Gen Con, your opponent's going to know that. So they're probably going to negate every unison swing you make. This just lets you take power off of your unison and move it over to Goku, and you're still able to get in for a double striker. 3 King Cold Supreme Rulers. This is a solid negate, 15k battler, 20k battler with the help of some other cards. Pretty decent. Indestructible. Kills a thing. Counters a thing. All these cards are super important for the deck, except maybe Cooler. You can kind of get away without playing this. The Zamasus were absolutely huge for me this weekend, except when they weren't. Against red, they don't really do too much against red. They just get minused out into nothingness. But otherwise, this is just a really solid combo. Kill a guy for free. Swing for 15 with combination of your fields. Remove it, play Zamos, swing, further hand control. It's just a nice little mid-range combo to run. And then these coolers are really good for countering a lot of the 1-drops that are entering the meta. I feel like people think about this card the wrong way, and they're going to try and like full value hit a 4-drop or something with it. And that's not what you do. You wait for your opponent to pay 1, you pay 1 in response, and effortless strike their 1-drop, and just keep them off their engine or keep them from drawing cards or something, because it will prevent the card from coming into play. Last few battle cards, we played Kabito Kai. This was absolutely huge all weekend. I dropped this on an opponent and he literally just picked up his cards and was like, okay, let's go to game 2. It's just that powerful being able to turn off battle card swings. This was actually a Fighting Against Fate during the event, but I'm using it for another deck that I have built. So just imagine this is Fighting Against Fate, and then this is Hidden Power Kai. Just imagine those are different cards. Unisons, we talked about how important they are. This is the important one, KV. It'll let you play fields for free. You could -1, make your opponent choose a battle card and pop it. That can actually become very relevant with this deck, because you do have so much removal. You can get your opponent down to their last battle card, assuming it's within the energy cost restriction, and just take a marker off of him and they have to get rid of it. But really, this is for playing fields, and the -3 is just a great way to end the game if your opponent doesn't know about it. And then we also played these. Because the meta is so control-heavy right now, and especially with Son Gohan in existence, there's just wide boards all day. And this is a way to turn 4, just kind of reset the tempo of the game and try and gain a little bit of advantage. You do have to discard a card. And actually, I actually got to use the -5 in a game against somebody this weekend, and that just ripped 3 cards out of their hand. They had nothing left, and the double crit ended the game. So that was fun. Paragus the Sacrifice is the best green super combo right now, because you get to act on complete information. You get to draw 2 and then warp a card from your hand, and in King Cold, it's very easy to have dead cards, so this just removes them from the equation. Field Split. I could talk all day about my Field Split. 2 Unstoppable. It doesn't draw you cards. Yes, it's pressure. Yes, it removes markers off unisons. It does not draw you cards. The only way this will draw you a card is if it's the first field you've played that turn. This card sucks on your front side. You never want to see more than 1 copy of this. You can go look at all the top players, Devin Buttersworth, the guy from Singapore that did very well with King Cold. All the top players just play 2. You don't need more than 2. I play 3 Terrifieds. A lot of top players play 2 Terrifieds. I was having trouble actually hitting fields, and that was actually a problem during the event as well. This is a draw ape. If it's your first field, it's a draw ape for 1 energy, because it's going to draw you a card, your leader's going to draw you a card, and then potentially you could pick up a life from it as well. So if this is the first card you play in the whole game, this card says draw 4. Really, really underrated field. Anticipated, this is like the quote-unquote worst field, but it draws you a card. It really helps you control low-to-the-ground decks because you can pop other fields with your leader, then use this effect to remove their 1 and 2 drops.
Plays your Berry Blue, plays your Paragus.
Yep. Free Berry Blue, free Paragus. This is actually a very solid field. I don't know why people refer to it as the worst one. Then 4, I think Unstoppable is the worst one, honestly. And then 4, a new ruler. I think this is the best field, just because it allows you to filter cards, send stuff you don't want to the bottom of the deck, which a lot of people talk about playing this card and looking at your top 3, like 1, 2, 3. And yes, that's important, but I think what's equally important about this card is just being able to put stuff you don't want on the bottom. Just get it out of the way. And anytime you see a super combo off this, just pick it up. 3 clones. Let me move the fields out of the way before we do negates.
Rock bands from the 70s. Oh, okay, I get that. I get that. So ABBA. Okay, ABBA.
3 clones. I really like this card. I run 3 so I could safely charge 1. But this card is good on your front side, your back side, when you have fields, when you don't have fields. It creates a blocker, which also has combo power. A lot of the tokens don't. So I think Homicidal Clones is really one of the better negates in the deck. We run 2 Dormant, one of the better green cards in existence. I don't think I need to expound upon that. And actually I will. A lot of people think about Dormant against aggro decks. Nowadays, that control decks are all playing dual and triple attackers. Dormant's actually very good against control matchups as well. This actually came up big against Invoker this weekend, believe it or not. And then last, 3 Royal Supremacies. A lot of King Cold players play 4. I'm not super great at field management. I tend to pop my fields early and end up on turns where I don't have enough to activate this, so I just ran 3 copies. And then the Dormants will kind of help clean up the back end. So that's my Gencon deck. I had a sideboard. It was mostly just blue hate and draw apes, so I'm sure you guys know about that kind of stuff.
Blue hate.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Appreciate it, Jake. Like always, remember there's buttons on the screen down below and something else, right? Cards read and play and fluff out.